if I'm playing twister side control here, which is different than regular side control here, I need to hook his left leg with my left leg. So I want him to do what he's supposed to do. I want him to turn into me. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He's not doing the right thing if he's the guy on top is a twister master and can hook this up from side control. Because now he's turned into me. Now his left leg is in a position where I can hook his left leg here and then transition into the truck here. Now we're back. A lot of different things could happen in twister side control. He could be pushing you down. You got to keep moving your ass around. There's different things you can do with your base and balance. But the main focus is not having your ass on the ground. Very important. If my ass was on the ground here in twister side control, he could simply just push me down, get my back, or put me back in his guard. You gotta keep moving, stay unstable. He's got both hands on my hips. I'm staying unstable. And if he has his hands fully extended, again, flexibility comes in handy. I can bring my foot all the way through. There's a submission here. Or it just peels his hand off my hip, which is very important. After you do that a couple times, his hands become shorter because for fear of getting caught in a bicep crush here. All right, so remember, we're developing twister side control. I'm sitting on his shoulder. He turns into me here. He decides to challenge my twister side control. Now, the most important thing in twister side control, again, is not having your ass on the ground. From here, my left leg needs to hook his left leg. But if his right leg gets under my left leg here, he can flip the truck on me. Or if his right leg gets under my left leg, he can take my back. So when setting up the transition to the truck from side control, when he turns to his side, I'm gonna be on my left knee, leaning into his body, and my left knee is gonna be on his hip. So I'm gonna be looking like this. I'm leaning on him, my left knee is on his hip, bolted to the ground, nice and heavy. Remember, we can't let him go under us at any time. We're here. My ass is not on the ground. So, as soon as he turns in, my left knee is on his hip, I'm leaning into him, and the most important move in setting up the transition to the truck is the fishnet. And the fishnet is this arm, my right arm, going behind his legs, through his legs, underhooking that bottom leg, his right leg, driving my right elbow to the ground. Once I'm in this position, it's very hard for him to get flat on his back. Because if he turns into me, he might go, oh, he's gonna set up the twister. I'm gonna go right back down. If he's flat on his back, I can't get this leg in the position I need it to be to hook it. So, as soon as he gets to his side, even for a second, you have to dive in with that fishnet. So now he can't go flat on his back, and it's keeping his legs in a position where I can hook him up. And he can't get under me. There's no way that right leg can get under me so that he could flip the truck on me or get my back. It's very important. You don't need the fishnet. You can set it up without the fishnet, just staying heavy on your left knee. You use your right leg to hook that left leg up, and then you can roll. But you're taking a chance. You can do that on guys that you know that aren't very good at the twister or the setups. You don't think he has the skill to flip it on you. But there's more and more twister masters out there, and they're flipping. So for me, anytime I begin to set up the twister. Really, the first move is establishing a fishnet for me. Once I get to twister side control, I'm controlling him. He gets on his side, even if it's for a second. I'm coming behind him, underhook that leg. Now we're in the fishnet. Now the second most important move is the love handle. The love handle keeps him from squirming around. It keeps him in one spot. And the way by hugging his waist, I'm gonna roll him on my knee, which is on his hip. I'm gonna stick my left wrist right above his hip, and now I'm squeezing. Still on my knee, leaning into him, sticking my ass out. Now we're here, I'm squeezing as hard as I can with my left arm, and this fishnet is nice and tight. The goal now, again, it's always been my left leg hooking his left leg. So from here, a lot of people will cross their feet to defend. I'm gonna use my right leg to open everything up. If he crosses feet, I would attack this leg here. He opens it up, and then we fight, and it's a battle. But we're gonna do the first one without him crossing his feet. So we got the fishnet, love handle, and his leg's just right there. For you beginners, it's very important to be able to do it from here, where he's not crossing his feet. That becomes a complex battle that takes a lot more skill. So from here, I'm leaning into him, my chest is pushing up against his hip, my ass is as high as I can go, making sure that he can't straighten out his arms on my back. So my right leg will open up his left leg, nice and wide, not here on the inside, because then that would block my left leg from hooking his left leg. Open up wide, stick my ass in the air, still my left knee is by his hip. Now my left leg hooks his left leg, and then I lock down the leg. Once the leg's locked down, I can remove the love handle, lean forward, keep the fishnet in, put a little gable grip on right here, controlling that leg. He still can't flip it. He still can't get under me because of this fishnet. And then from here, roll right into the truck. Again, that's the most important transition to the truck. The hardest one, yet the most important. Again, mastering it from the back to the truck, do that for a couple years, however long it takes for you to love the truck position, and that will motivate you to master it from twister side control. All right, again, so now we're in twister side control here. It's a good idea to check this outside knee rather, because if you're here, sometimes you can catch a knee to the eye, cut you open. Blocking this knee doesn't stop that knee from smashing your face, but blocking this one blocks both. Real simple. A lot of times, I'm gonna put my head right here on his hip and underhook both legs. Sometimes we're north-south, all depending on how wild he is. Twister side control is gonna look crazy. He gets to a side. Fishnet right away. Roll him on top of my knee so I can make room for the love handle. Now I'm squeezing this love handle. I'm still not on my ass, I'm leaning into him. I'm on my knee, staying heavy. My right leg opens up his left leg. I'm on my knee, ass is in the air. Left leg hooks his left leg. I lock it down. Once it's locked down, that's when I remove the love handle. Gable grip here. I'm on both my knees, balancing from here right into the truck. Control the free leg, the toes, the ankle. Figure 4 here, lock down here.